afternoon. That was pretty good. So, as you heard from UNC Chapel Hill, and often do these kinds of settings where there's a challenging issue in the community, and want to make sure that everybody feels heard, and that there are as many ideas and viewpoints that can be put forward. We have some other people coming in. Please come on in. Everybody will get a chance to be heard today. The main part of the session is hearing from everyone here who is choosing to attend. In a moment, I'll have our other colleagues who are working on the legal aspects of the ordinance questions to be introduced in a second. But really just ground rules or expectations, people to listen to one another, speak your mind, be honest, offer ideas for what you think would be a good solution, be at least respectful if someone else is speaking, and we're going to try to get as many viewpoints as possible.
We cannot base our decisions on this matter on 200 or 300 people that are chronically homeless in the streets of Greensboro. They have to be considered, but so do the other 290,000 residents in the city. Everybody has to matter.
I don't think we should have a panhandling law. I believe the laws in North Carolina, there are plenty of them that will cover aggressive behavior by everybody. Thank you.
The solution is we have to look at the total problem and how it affects everybody. The people who own property, the people who live here, and the people who are homeless, and the people who come here from other cities that are homeless.
Quite frankly, this discussion, it bothers me. Because the people that should be discussing these issues are here.
We have to get ahead of this now. The problem's not nearly as bad as what I have seen out on the West Coast. And it really makes it so people don't want to come down and use these businesses because of the horrific environment that it brings to the table.
We believe the solutions we need to be focusing on are root cause solutions, not band-aids like shelters and more food banks, but low-income housing, not just workforce, but low-income, eviction help, and increases in wages.
You know, I hear a lot of the business interests here, and I think what's kind of interesting is that this ordinance seems to have driven a wedge in the homeless community, and thinking that the folks who experience homelessness and the business interests are against each other. And part of what I believe what the Homeless Union of Greensboro that I help organize with wants to come together with is figuring out solutions that work for everyone.
This panhandling thing is unconstitutional. Y'all have spent way too much money on lawyers trying to prove that it's not, where the money could have been spent other places to try to help.
You have to get this right, because if you don't, people are going to vote, and they're not going to vote in the ballot booths. They're going to vote with their feet. They're not going to come down to Mr. Shipman's business. They're not going to come down to any of the restaurants. They're going to be like me. They're going to stay home. When it gets to the point it's bad enough, we'll move somewhere else.
We can't just turn our heads to the problem of people who are trying to make their living in their business. That's not easy in an environment in downtown Greensboro.
I think this ordinance, as simple as it is, sends the right message that, hey, it's not okay to get in somebody's face and ask them for money. But let's move beyond that and figure out how we can help folks who do need help.
This solution makes absolutely no sense, because you're going to lock people up, you're going to charge them, they've got no money to pay a fine, they got no money to put in the kitty. You're going to let them out. You can't keep somebody in jail forever for aggressive panhandling. So they're going to be back on the street doing what they do, doing the same thing that just occurred, and you're going to pay all over again the next time you arrest them.
I'm with a private law firm. The city has asked my firm to help look at content for a new ordinance. So let me say a couple of things. First, thank all of you for the input that you've given us today. We can't do this without input from you.